never feared. Raise our hands in the air, screaming, we are still here.
Hi, I'm Mladen from Croatia, living in Zagreb, and I'm involved in a kind of grassroots initiative of alpinists and speleologists that are responding to the earthquakes happening in Croatia, in Zagreb, and in Petrinja. In Croatia, there were two earthquakes in 2020, and I joined the initiative of self-organized alpinists, height workers, and speleologists that dealt with eliminating threats from the rooftops in the areas where the earthquake hit. We didn't know in Zagreb that the Zagreb initiative and the earthquake, which had less consequences than the Petrinja one, was kind of like a training ground for us. Because when the Petrinja earthquake hit, we were practically all ready. We had like a structure of our initiative in place. We phoned each other in a matter of half an hour after the earthquake was felt in Zagreb, and we immediately went to Petrinja to help out. But we kind of hope that this time the state authorities will be more adept to handling the crisis situation. But unfortunately, when we came there, it was total chaos. So then a couple of us decided that we should really kind of put our initiative in place again, start things up. And from then on, it kind of grew. It grew in a sense of more organization, more logistics. And in 2 weeks, we were able to visit over 1,000 locations. And in some places we took down dangerous chimneys. In other places we fixed roofs so the rain wouldn't come in. And yeah, it was quite a strange sight to see. In Croatia, the media surely doesn't display the pandemic as I think as it should be, because they put out raw numbers, they don't put out statistics, and mostly people that are talking about it in the media about the pandemic are actually not epidemiologists. And if they are in Croatia, they mostly have a political background. They are members of the ruling party. So it's very strange, because at the same time, you get different information, contradicting information about how the virus affects your health, which measures are good, which are not, and there is no kind of middle ground, so you know what's happening. So I believe that in general, people are participating in like civil activities more. And one of the great examples is the earthquakes that happened at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021 in Petrinja and Sisak, where you had loads of people all over Croatia delivering supplies and helping out the people that were affected by this natural disaster. And I think the pandemic is kind of a reason for it, because of the social distance and because of kind of alienating from like public places and friends we know. We all feel sort of helpless dealing with it. And when something tragic happens, you have such a strong urge to help out, and a lot of people responded. I'm not sure how the pandemic will influence the border relationship between countries, but I think for people, my experience is that the closing of the borders is perceived as a negative thing. And mostly in society, people who propagated the idea that the borders should be closed were kind of silenced now, because people want to go places. They don't want restrictions. They don't want, I mean, they want the freedom to move. And during this pandemic, it was pretty much hampered, you know. And generally, I think that people are now beginning to see how this kind of openness, at least in the EU countries, is important.